Season Finale, the culmination of a hero's journey. A moment when all the struggles, sacrifices, and growth converge into one epic confrontation. In any epic narrative, the final showdown is the pivotal moment that solidifies a hero's journey. It's the culmination of everything that has led up to this climactic battle, and the final villain showdown should reflect the resolution of a deep personal conflict. It should show the growth of the characters in a display of tactical and strategic fighting. In both Dirilis Ertugrul and Kurulus Osman, the final villain battles hold great significance, yet it's clear that Ertugrul delivers a more compelling and satisfying conclusion to his sagas each season. To understand why, let's delve into three key aspects that make a final villain confrontation unforgettable: emotional stakes, tactical depth, and character growth. And it is here that Dirilis Ertugrul far exceeds Kurulus Osman in its execution of these elements. The first element that defines a great final battle is emotional stakes. A final showdown isn't just a fight for survival, it's the resolution of a deep emotional conflict. In Dirilis Ertugrul, the battle against Noyan, Ertugrul's most personal and dangerous rival, perfectly exemplifies this. Noyan isn't just another villain for Ertugrul to defeat. He represents the destruction of everything Ertugrul holds dear. Noyan burnt down Ertugrul's tribe, killed his closest allies, and nearly shattered the fragile alliance between the Turkish tribes and the Seljuk Empire. The stakes are incredibly high, not just for Ertugrul's life, but for the future of his people and the broader political landscape of the region. In the final confrontation, these stakes are heightened further. Ertugrul is forced to choose between his brother Sungur Tekin and the life of a teenage Seljuk prince who holds the key to the empire's future. This is an intensely personal conflict for Ertugrul, as his bond with his brother is put to the ultimate test. At the same time, Noyan's escape from captivity and his ruthless attack on Ertugrul, while a traitor lurks in the background, taking advantage of the strategic situation, creates a perfect storm of emotional tension. Ertugrul's struggle isn't about defeating Noyan, it's about finding redemption, proving his leadership, and protecting the future of his people. This emotional intensity permeates the entire battle. On the other hand, in Kurulus Osman, the emotional stakes fall flat during the final confrontation with Nikola. After 2 seasons of buildup, where Nikola ruthlessly killed and betrayed Osman's closest allies, the ultimate battle feels anticlimactic. When the confrontation finally occurs during the conquest of Inegöl, the stakes have already been diminished. The city is all but secured and the victory feels inevitable. What should be a moment of intense personal retribution instead becomes a hollow display of vengeance. Nikola, once a cunning and dangerous foe, is found hiding underground, weaponless, and unprepared. This leads to a brief, one-sided exchange where Osman easily defeats Nikola without much struggle, rendering the emotional weight of the moment meaningless. Instead of a battle where Osman's pain and suffering culminate in a victorious release, it becomes a moment of frustration for the audience, as the emotional stakes don't match the payoff. The second crucial element of a memorable final battle is a tactical depth. The fight should not just be about physical prowess, but also about strategic and mental acuity of the hero and the villain. In Dirilis Ertugrul, the battle against Noyan is not merely a physical fight. It's a test of Ertugrul's tactical brilliance. Ertugrul has faced numerous challenges before, but this final confrontation is different. It takes place in a setting with significant political ramifications. The life of the Seljuk prince is in Ertugrul's hands. The future of the empire is at stake. The battle is choreographed to reflect not only the physical back and forth between the two men, but also the strategic decisions that Ertugrul makes in the heat of the moment. The emotional turmoil of potentially killing his brother and the weight of choosing the greater good in a political context add layers to the depth of this battle. Despite sustaining injuries, both men push themselves to the brink, showing their resilience and cunning. Noyan, even with a recently nailed hand and slashed abdomen, continues to fight with ruthless determination, attempting to get the upper hand. Meanwhile, Ertugrul must balance his emotions, his loyalty to his brother, and his duty to his people. Even at the face of defeat, weaponless, Noyan charges at Ertugrul, throwing dirt from the ground in a last attempt to attack, but ends up dead. Or so we thought. This battle is as much a battle of the mind as it is of the body, showcasing Ertugrul's growth as a leader, a strategist, and a warrior. Contrast this with Kurulus Osman, where the final battle between Osman and Nikola feels flat from a tactical perspective. After 2 seasons of build-up, the battle does not showcase Osman's growth as a strategist or his ability to outwit his enemies. Instead, it boils down to a simple fight with little to no strategy involved. Nikola is weaponless, providing no real challenge to Osman. Osman honors the fact that his opponent is weaponless mostly so that he can enjoy delivering a beating with his hands, and then proceeds to mollywop Nikola with no challenge whatsoever. Nikola literally throws multiple punches that Osman proceeds to eat like cupcakes, and then little bros him by clutching his fist and rendering him motionless. What comes next is what in pro wrestling is called a squash match, a total beating, one-sided, disappointing. The battle lacks the complexity that Ertugrul's confrontation with Noyan offers, and there is no indication that Osman is applying the lessons he's learned or demonstrating any growth in his tactics. The third aspect that makes any final villain battle great is how it reflects the hero's growth. A final showdown should signify the hero's personal transformation throughout the series. In Dirilis Ertugrul, this growth is evident. Ertugrul's final confrontation with Noyan is a culmination of everything he has learned throughout his journey. He has grown from a fierce tribal warrior into a leader who can make difficult decisions. One who is able to balance his personal relationships with political duties and protect the future of his people. His battle with Noyan isn't just about defeating a villain. It's about proving his growth as a leader, as a person, and as a warrior. Moreover, Ertugrul's decision to defy his brother's wishes for the greater good, not of the tribe and the empire, but simply the good of protecting an innocent child's life from political strife, is a powerful reflection of his evolution. The final victory over Noyan, after all the physical and emotional pain he endures, signifies how far Ertugrul has come. At this point in the show, he's able to navigate the political landscape of Anatolia to find a way to both save Yiğit, kill Noyan against the wishes of the empire, and save his tribe from destruction. The victory is not just a physical one, it's the culmination of a moral and emotional journey that the audience has witnessed throughout the series. In Kurulus Osman, however, the final confrontation with Nikola lacks the depth of character development. While Osman has grown as a warrior and a leader, his final showdown with Nikola doesn't reflect the internal growth he has undergone. The battle feels more like a moment of vengeance rather than a test of the hero's transformation. Osman doesn't have to make any difficult decisions, nor does he display any new insights to his leadership or strategy. It's a straightforward confrontation with little emotional or moral complexity, which makes it feel less like a true culmination of his journey. Osman conquering Inegul is not a reflection of defeating Nikola, because Nikola had no contribution to leading the actual defense. We witnessed Osman organizing and leading the conquest over the last few episodes of Season 3. Nikola was nowhere to be found but giving a small speech to a garrison of soldiers, and then hiding underground. If Nikola was shown to be invoking commands to his men, reacting to Osman's soldiers making attacks, and then the two having their final showdown in the courtyard in the middle of battle, with Nikola getting a few hits in and Osman actually being challenged to beating him, that would have been a much better final villain showdown. This showdown could have explored themes of Osman being an independent state and Nikola, his delusions of grandeur to waking back up the Holy Roman Empire, and those two themes and ideologies clashing. It would have been a much more compelling battle. In conclusion, Dirilis Ertugrul's final villain battle against Noyan is a masterclass in creating a satisfying, emotional, and strategic conclusion to the hero's journey. The emotional stakes are high, the tactical depth is rich, and the character growth is palpable. In contrast, Kurulus Osman's final showdown against Nikola feels hollow and lacks the emotional resonance, tactical complexity, and character growth that makes Ertugrul's battle so compelling. Ertugrul proves that a great villain battle is not just about defeating an antagonist, but about reflecting the hero's evolution, making tough decisions, and showcasing the complexity of both the physical and emotional stakes involved. This is where Dirilis Ertugrul excels and where Kurulus Osman falls short.